Hey, Coach Candace here with another message for you today that kind of branches off from the one I just recorded a few days ago. You can check it out, titled Believe It Before You Can See It. Some of this may sound similar from that, but actually came from just a moment of conversation with a client working out the other day. But again, just to reiterate here, so we want to, and this comes around like become the person your goals require you to be. And this comes a little bit from like focusing your identity. You might not be that person that has accomplished that goal yet, but you have to think and behave in that way. So for example, like identity driven goal setting means like you shift from doing to becoming that person. So like, yes, you're doing the things, but you're doing the things that that person would do. So whatever that goal might be, like, oh, maybe I'm a successful entrepreneur, well, then you start doing the things that the successful entrepreneur would do to become that person. So, which again, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but like again, trying to believe it, and again, believing before you can see it. So you act the part to become the part. And your identity must match your ambitions, and your habits must match your desired outcomes. And goes back to like process and outcome goals. So how this came about was a woman, she is so close to her first pull up, like so close. And I had joked, like I said, I feel like you're gonna get a pull up by Christmas, which again would be an outcome goal. And again, we have no control over the outcome. Again, she might be 2 weeks or so beyond Christmas, but she is so close. But in other words, focus on process goals. Like focusing on the process is going to help you achieve your desired outcome. But ultimately, we have no control over when that outcome happens. But ultimately, how it came about was she was doing some dumbbell rows, and I want to say she is strong, perhaps underestimating herself. But I said, you can row more than that. I said, come on. I said, row like somebody who wants their first pull-up by Christmas. And she had said, well, I might not get it by Christmas, and that's okay. And I said, like, yes, that is okay. But ultimately, like, when you can do better, like, you need to do better. And it wasn't about just the goal by Christmas, but the goal itself. Like, if you consistently stay within your comfort zone, your likelihood of accomplishing that goal is likely lower and lower. So, like, when you can do better, when you know you can do better, you got to do better. So no, if you know you can row more than 25, then you need to row 35, because that's going to be the little nudge that helps you get closer to your pull-up. Similarly, I've had someone who has a goal of a 400-pound deadlift. Like, there's no reason she can't do it, but then would often come in and just do like 175 pounds for her working sets. And I had to remind her, you need to deadlift like someone who wants to deadlift 400 pounds. Like, yeah, you might not do that today, but do you think that the person who can do the 400-pound deadlift is, for lack of better words, dicking around, like doing the minimum possible for their sets? No. And I want to say I use this as just a mental note for myself, like, something I'd really like to do, hopefully in 2026, is be able to do my first handstand push-up. Like, I think about that every time I'm doing a pressing workout. Like, I want to be strong enough to do like that handstand push-up. So in other words, like, I'm lifting like someone who wants to do a handstand push-up. Like, I'm not looking to skate by and press the least amount possible. Now, of course, is the amount that I lift on a given day, can that fluctuate? Sure. But I'm always trying to get the best out of that day. Like, coming in and doing the minimum is not going to get me to my goal. But just realizing that, of course, that my best might look different on a different day. And that's for all of us. Like, but ultimately, like, we can't expect the minimum is going to help us like achieve our success. Like, nobody's ever done the least amount possible and been successful. Usually it's required them pushing themselves to something that was uncomfortable or something beyond their comfort zone, and that's where they became successful. So think about the goal that you have or someone you admire, and think like, become that before you are actually that. Identify yourself. Like, I want to say the past, like, I want to say it's still a current goal. Just someday you compete at the CrossFit Games as a masters athlete. okay, well, what would a CrossFit Games Masters athlete do today? Or how would they nourish themselves? Or how would they approach a workout? And I try to embody those things myself. Like, yes, I may very well be many years off, but it doesn't mean I can't not think like that today. Like, I'm not going to wait till I'm 6 months out, hopefully, for my goal to start thinking like that. I'm going to think about that now. Probably coming up sooner than that, obviously, would be my next ultramarathon in April. Like, am I running today like someone who wants to set a new personal best at that race? Like, that's how I approach my training sessions. So think it before you can see it. Become the person you desire to be. Focus on the process and giving your best to each. So I hope you found that helpful. By all means, if you have any questions or any feedback, please don't hesitate to share, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.